Hey you guys, this is Raphael from Shiloh Hope you're having a great day. It's a beautiful day in Tennessee, and I sure am glad to be getting to share a little bit more Civil War history with you. Today we're gonna go for something pretty, and I'm like a crow. When I see shiny things, I get excited. And swords were not only weapons during the Civil War era, they can also be works of art. And today we're gonna look at one that has a lot of those artistic traits that separate them from just standard weapons. This one is a model 1850 staff and field officers. And the model 1850 is the correct officer's sword for the Civil War that was used by the higher ranking officers of the time. And we can tell that from the lower ranking officers' sword, which was known as the foot officer's sword, by one quick thing. In the handguard, which this one is cast brass, it has the U.S. lettering in the basket. A foot officer's has the floral lettering in the basket. It just has flowers, no U.S. This one has the quillion, which is the little part that your thumb could rest on, made like an eagle. And that is another bonus for a higher quality sword. These swords were kind of like cars. You bought that base model, and the more you wanted to pay, the more they'd put on it. They would put anything on one if you had the time and the money. This one has a cast brass handle with applied silver, and it actually has the image of Lady Liberty on one side, and if you flip it over, it's not only silvered, it has an applied jewel. And this one is a fake jewel. They would put you the real jewels in there if you wanted to spend enough money. Some of them actually had real diamonds, real sapphires, real rubies. This one is a large stone, but it's a fake stone. And that's the way it's supposed to be on this particular model. And since we're talking about swords for the first time, there's a few things that you need to know about a sword. We've of course got the blade. This is called the handguard. This is the grip. And the thing that joins everything together and holds it together is this piece up here. And that's referred to as a pommel cap. And this one is very detailed. It has the American eagle on that side. It has the floral and geometric patterns. And so that is the handguard of a sword. On the base of the sword, you can't really see it, but if you go on to ShilohRelics.com, I've got up-close pictures of all of the detail work of this sword and every other sword. I try to do between 20 and 40 pictures of a sword to give you an idea of what it looks like from every angle. This one was assembled by the firm of Tomes, Son, and Melvain, and they were located at number 6 Maiden Lane in New York City. And they were like a handful of New York retailers that would buy the parts from various places and assemble them and sell them to well-to-do soldiers. They competed with Tiffany, they competed with Schuyler, Hartley, and Graham, several of the big retailers of the time. They made every bit as good a quality piece when they assembled it. The blade on this one was actually made in Solingen, Germany, and it was made by the firm of Clauberg, or Clauberg, depending on how far south you live. And they made many, many high quality blades for Civil War swords. Solingen, Germany was kind of the Hollywood of sword making. It was where the best of the best went to make the quality pieces. And they imported a lot of them for Union swords. You'll see them on swords that were sold by Horseman and Tiffany, many of the retailers. They assembled it, and they assembled it in the configuration that the person that would get the sword wanted. This guy paid a lot extra because he had the pretty etched blade, he had the jewel in the guard, he had the fancy pommel cap, and he didn't stop there. When it got time to pick out the scabbard for the sword, he went all out on that one as well. Most of the time, a sword is steel, and it's just a steel body, a tube with the hangers and the mounts. This one is actually constructed of the steel body, and it has the brass mounts, but in order to accent the brass mounts, they used copper. And as you can see, the copper and brass together make a beautiful look. And if you notice, the rings on the scabbard actually look like rope. They have the little twist design on them like rope. And again, you can go on to ShilohRelics.com. Up at the top, there'll be a search button, and you can type in tomes, you can type in staff officer's sword, and it will pull it straight up, and you can see all of these detail things that I can't really show you in this format. But this one has all of the detail work on the drag of the scabbard. That's what the little boot piece on the bottom is called. These are called mounts, rings, and the piece up at the top that's actually seats up against the guard is called the throat. So you've got the throat, the mount, the rings, and the drag. All of them are still there. They've all got nice detail work to them. They even detailed the back of the scabbard. And all of those things come together to make a pretty sword for your wall. This one's one I wouldn't mind having hanging on my wall for the rest of my days. A sword like this has come down in value over the last couple of years because some of the major sword collectors have passed. This is one that at one time would have brought probably $5,000 to $6,000. Today you can see it offered on ShilohRelics.com for $3,850. Sword collecting is a wonderful area to collect because there are literally thousands of variations that you could have in your collection. And it's a sword from the Civil War can start out at $300 or $400. So it's not something that costs millions to get into. That's one thing that I have loved about the swords. There's something for every price range in the sword collecting. Go on to ShilohRelics.com, look at those swords, order lots of those swords because my daughters will spend it as quickly as you buy it from me. I hope you know that I love them. I hope you know that I love you guys. I hope you have a wonderful day. I hope you're being kind to one another, and I hope only the best for you. And remember, you can always be nice as easy as you can be a butthead. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'll catch you next time.